Is this? Oh wow, that's new. I didn't used to do this. Let me just put it in the right place. Oh man, that feels good. Let me look this here, and then I'll back chat. Oh man, it's not out yet. Um, I would like to see the draft. Is this it? There we go. Game one. Okay. All right. I'll get started then. Um, honestly, I did not think today was gonna go the way it did. Maybe I should get some more water. I'll get water later. I did not think the games would go the way they did. Especially game one. Like I thought we were gonna get games 2, 3, and 4, and game one was not gonna exist. But game one existed. We had a 7, like or 6-0 broken blade on Jax. Did not expect that at all. Game one. The thing is, we were talking about this, and we were talking about how Caps needs to carry, and you need to give Caps the tools. You need to give him the Talia. You need to give him his like TF is something that like he's clearly been playing, and he tried it against. If I'm not mistaken, he did it against Furia and lost. No, he did it against BLG and lost. He pulled out the TF because it was banned, I think, in the Furia games. But he did it against BLG and lost. Now he did it again. So like you need to give him carries, like picks that he feels like he can carry with. One of them is clearly the Yone. Talia is another like go to that he plays. And then obviously we said Yone and then the TF that we were just talking about. And you need to give him these champions that he's very, very comfortable with and hope that you can get 3 games like winning that way. He went, dude. He took Yone into Chovi's Azir. This is not Potato Azir. This is not like I don't know who does he play against. This is not like Vladi. This is not Jojo Pune's Azir. This is Chovi's Azir, the best Azir in the world, and he slams the Yone and just wins. Like it was incredible. I mean, he made Chovy look like a normal mid laner. Like that's not normal. Normally people struggle against Chovy's Azir for obvious reasons. Ruler goes Lucian because he's like, what are you gonna do to me? Goes 0-5, by the way. Because Hansama and Lebrov like played well. Skewmon was like in the right places, didn't die a single time that game one. Broken Blade on the Jax. Dude, where was this Broken Blade against BLG? Where was this guy against Furia? Against Kiaya? Against Giggle? Like where was this Broken Blade? He played a lot better, and I'm glad that we saw that from him. And then you go into game 2 and you're like so excited, and everyone's like, oh my god, they came, they dominated. It really reminded me of game 1 during the finals of Last Stand between Hanwha Life and Carmine Corp, where Carmine Corp come in super prepared, very powerful game 1, statement win, and then they get absolutely destroyed games 2, 3, and 4. And it was the same story here, where in game 1 they had a very good game plan. You could even tell during the game that it's like way closer than you thought, even before you thought they were going to win. They had like a massive gold lead, like 6k, 26 minutes in the game. They got every single dragon. They got Soul super early on. They didn't get the Baron, but they got 4 kills. They got Otacon. They got Elder to end the game. They got everything that they possibly could have. Then you go into game 2 and you're like, man, I can believe Caps gets Azir, another one of those champions where he can actively affect the game. You have Hansama, who's playing well on the Senna Kench. You think this is going to be a safe bot lane. There's not much for the Jhin and Alistar to do. They can, like, the Tahm Kench obviously is to answer whoever Kenyan ults. Chovy, that limits the amount of power that Chovy and Keen have with their ultimates when you can just eat the main target that they're all going on. You have Scumond, who can definitely upset. Broken Blade Baron playing very defensively. You have all these things. My jungle needs to play Skarner. Yeah, that's the one champion that I haven't practiced. I practiced all the champions. I practiced the Nautilus, which you saw today. I practiced the Trundle, which I forgot to mention. I practiced the Maokai, which you know I can play. I didn't practice Skarner, but I will practice Skarner, just for you. Where was I? Yeah, like the composition from G2 actually made a lot of sense. And then Ruler gets 12 kills. I think or 13 kills. It was very difficult when this composition is trying to move forward. And I understand you have the tools. You have like Wukong, and then you have the Galio ult, you have the Ryze ult, you have the Brav W. Like you have. I didn't hear your name on stream. Oh, timestamp? Wait, hold up. Let me pull it up. It was like towards the very end when they were interviewing Ruler. At the end of the game, they were interviewing Ruler, and Lore was like, in an interview with Cloud Sidkey, you mentioned that you're not playing as confidently as you did back in, like you lost that confidence that you had back in JDG. Why is that? And then he said basically like, I had such a big language barrier that all I could do was focus on the game. And so, like, I was so confident in my game because that's all I did.
Despite the fact that you went 18-0 in the LCK,
I was not nervous at all.
you played firm. You didn't have, indeed. I know that you had an interview recently with Cloud Sidkey where you said,
Bam, 421. I mean, maybe I can go on the Twitch stream actually and clip it and ship it. That's actually not a bad idea to do. Wait, let's go to Twitch. Would it just be LOL Esports? I actually don't use LOL Esports, probably. Riot Games, maybe? No, would it really be Riot Games? Where do they... Hold up. Where do they... Okay, it's this one, right? Alright. And then 420...
The reason why I said so.
we saw that you were flashing the JDG emote in game. Is that about channeling that confidence that you had
Wait. Normal.
back then?
I was kind of slacking on the, studying new
Okay, yeah.
집중을
인터뷰에서
시켜주려고 좀
지금
노력하고 있는데 잘 했던 것 같습니다.
I think the most important thing is feeling comfortable.
I know that you had an interview
There we
recently
go.
with Cloud Sidkey.
422. I'll clip it. The heck? Why can't I hear it?
좀 더 지켜봐야 할 것 같지만 오늘은 그래도 좀 더 긴장을.
The most important thing is feeling comfortable and relaxed
Oh, wait,
on
I
stage,
have
so I'm
to-
focusing on that.
Wait, really? I
Well,
can't.
잘
hold
하고
up.
있는 것 같아요.
I never do this.
2023. Despite the fact that
Wait, hold up. Let's do this. Alright, maybe now I can clip? At the end of the interview?
the favorite team to win the tournament, could you explain why?
Wait, no.
잘
hold on.
하고 있는 것 같아서 더 긴장을 덜 하고
I think the most important thing is feeling comfortable and relaxed on
Probably somewhere here?
Oh, indeed. I know that you had an interview.
Like that?
I know that you had an interview recently with Cloud Sidkey where you said that
There we
you didn't have the
go.
confidence that you had in 2023, despite the fact that you went 18-0 in the LCK and you're the favorite team to win the tournament. Could you explain why?
최근에 한 인터뷰에서 지금 23년도에
Oh, she didn't see my name in Korean.
않다라고 밝히셨는데요.
I mean, he knows who I am,
LCK에서
but
전승하고
it was like
오셨고
in a
지금 많은
recent
분들이 우승
interview.
후보로 꼽고 있는데 그런 식으로 인터뷰했던 배경도 궁금합니다.
일단 사실
Is the whole answer gonna be in the
어쨌든-
clip?
봤었을 때뭐
No, I'm just gonna put the the first part then, right? Not
Could you explain why?
yeah, something like that.
Win the tournament. Could you explain why? I know that you had an interview
Okay,
recently
save
with.
clip. There we go.
I know that you had
I
an
am not
interview
good at
recently
doing
with.
this whole clipping thing. Yeah, I'm very happy. Download landscape version. Download portrait version so I can post both. And then what retweet? Boom. I think this one? This was the portrait version? No, wait, wrong one. This one. Landscape, that's right.
Out Sitki, where you said that you didn't have the confidence that you had in
He's
2023,
Unk status?
despite the
Wait,
fact that you went 18 and
I
0
don't
in
use
the LCK.
Twitch, I use YouTube. If this was on YouTube, I'd do it so much easier. Then let me respond to this one with the other one. So you gotta put both. And then I'll put this on Twitter. What do you mean he's Unk status? Bro. I guess technically I am an uncle, but I was an uncle like 10 years ago. Thank you. All right. Where was I? Back to the game. You can't where are the games?
Said that you didn't.
You said that you didn't. Yeah, G2 got demolished game 2. Like they really weren't able to. They lost everything. Like anytime they would contest something, they would lose it. And the game really fell out of their hands. And you could tell like game by game, game 3, same. Yeah, you could. Oh wait, this is on YouTube? What is? Do you guys see these badges? Wait, let me check from my phone. I just realized there are like these number 1, number 2 fan symbols. In YouTube chat? I don't remember that being a thing. Oh, it's only on my side. Like, very strange. Like, wait, let me show one more time. You do see them? Oh, I don't know what they mean. Like, yeah, number 2, Brian. Jungle needs to play River Shen. Oh, I missed this completely, by the way. Hey, Brian. Dude, River Shen is like one of the most fun playstyles. If my coach lets me play River Shen, I will, but I'm number 1. Yeah, number 1, number 2, and then he's number 2 as well, but there's a new number 2. He wasn't number 2 here. I don't know. It's a little it is kind of weird. I'm coming for your spot. Watch out. That sounds like a threat. Dude, game 3, you pick Caps Victor, and I feel like if Caps is playing Oriana, Victor, like if he's playing these champions, he's just like basically saying, I can't affect the game. XP farming added to YouTube. Oh, they added is this based on XP? Like who watched my stream the most? That's crazy. You're number 3. Oh, I think if there was actually XP, TFG would be number 1. Like he's been literally for like over a year and a half now. Followed. Okay, me chatting made me 3rd. Oh, maybe it's the number of chats. Maybe that's what it is. I have no idea. This is new. I didn't check the insider update, so I probably should have for me to like realize what's happening. But yeah, they gave Caps Victor, and like they went Victor and Ezreal, and you can tell like the idea is like we're gonna outscale them because they have like a Lee Sin, and we're just gonna outscale. And it was like no, Genji was gonna wipe you off the map. It was like it was a slaughter. And then game 4, like what can you say? They had the Mundo. Mundo had a lead. Broken Blade had a lead. Caps had a lead. It was. They just got choked out. Like every single time they got an advantage, they lost 2 towers. Every single time they got like a tower, they lost 3 kills. Every single time they got an objective, they lost this. They just kept bleeding. And it kind of showed why most people had 3-0 to Gen G, because it didn't matter what G2 threw at them. Gen G always had an answer. I feel like Gen G is the worst team to play, like for them to play, because they're the ones that will always have an answer. You're playing against AL, you're playing against Billy, you're playing against like T1. They're going to answer differently. And I think you have a better shot than against Gen G if you're G2. while clicking on the crown shows an XP number on the bottom right. Oh, dude, you're farming barrel. Oh my god. Have you shared your pickums yet? No, but I'll actually show my pickums. Pickum, pick. I did them. How do I? Oh snap! Thank you very much, TFG. Pay to win. I mean, it got you to number 1, so I think I think it is pay to win. Wait, what? Oh, I thought I said like I didn't get them in. I had Genji. I actually said 3-0. And then for this one, I have 3-1 AL. Here I have 3-2 T1. And here I have 3-1 BLG. Then on the top side of the bracket, wait, how do I share this? Share. I don't want the link. How do I share just the image? Do I have to save as? No, it's probably not that. Is it just the link? No. I have no idea. Shouldn't they make it like share a screenshot? Am I stupid? Maybe I am stupid. I think I'm probably stupid. But yes, so you have I thought AL was gonna beat Genji. I thought AL was gonna be a very AL is like the one team I actually have faith that won't like they'll play to their level. They won't like clutch in the clutch, but then they won't throw in the clutch, if that makes sense. They will consistently play to their level. And then I think BLG is going to beat T1. I think BLG is going to beat AL because I don't think BLG are going to make the same mistakes that they made in LPL final. What I saw from BLG with the level of like, I just think BLG are the best team fighting team right now. The way that they set up their team fights is incredible. Where's the NA Hopium? We win tomorrow. It's in the lower bracket. NA Hopium is in the lower bracket. I have FlyQuest beating G2. I have FlyQuest beating T1 and then losing to Genji. So like I have them being, is this third or fourth? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have them being top 4. I don't think AL is a good matchup for them. I think T1 is the best matchup for them. And that's why I'm like all inning on that. I don't have much faith in Europe, which is why I have CFO beating Mad Lions. I think people underestimate Mad Lions. Okay, damn, I'll take it. Yeah, I think FlyQuest is. I think it's the same thing is going to happen that happened at Worlds, where they play against Hanwha Life and they lose 2-1, and then they go up against Genji the next time around, and they're much more prepared and have a better strategy after having played other like North American teams or Western teams, and then going and like pushing them to the 5, right? I think the same thing is going to happen here. Like the first day, it's the opening day, you're still not sure what the meta is. You're not sure like how you're going to perform on stage. Like there's pressure. You're just not sure about much. You haven't seen AL play at all, whereas with T1, you'll have seen them play twice before you actually play them. G2, obviously, you've seen them play 3 times. This is going to be the 4th time they play, so like you're going to have a lot more like data points to run. And I think FlyQuest is a very, very creative team, and I think they use data very well. So I think that they're going to lose to AL, not because I think there's no way for them to compete, but I think it's just like a bad matchup and a bad timing. And then I think they're going to beat G2. I think it's probably going to be a 3-1, maybe a 3-0, maybe 3. I'll give 3-1 just because I haven't seen them play. Then I'll decide what the score is. CFO, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be bloody, but I think at the end of the day, CFO is going to take it. I think Genji over CFO, no reason to explain. Against T1, I think FlyQuest have enough chaos that Owner and Keria, which is like truly the strong point of T1, will not be able to consistently like connect that the way they've been connecting. The reason T1 is here is because Owner Keria. And I think FlyQuest have the tools to separate that. They have the power in Inspired, in Whippo causing all this massive chaos that's just, I think it's a good matchup because T1 won't have answers to what FlyQuest is throwing at them. Whereas I think T1 would have answers to what G2 is throwing at them. In the like department of just having better hands. I think FlyQuest have the hands. I think like Masu is an incredible player. I think Keria is by far better than Busio, but I think Busio is very, very creative with the way he plays with Inspired and Whippo. I think Quad could hold up against Chovy. He can hold up against Faker, and I think Inspired is definitely the only Western jungle that can hold up to like the level that Owner is showing right now. And Bippo's gonna do Bippo things. Fly can't beat T1. Why not? Oh snap! Whoa. If G2 can take a game off Gen G, Fly can beat AL. That's true. That's true. Actually, now I'm believing. Why can't Fly beat T1? I think. Look, T1 had some good series to make it here. They had to step up. And I think they stepped up through their mid jungle. I think that's how they stepped up. Let me actually just show my camera here. I think the reason the T1 is here is their mid is their jungle support duo. But I don't think T1, holistically speaking, is a great LCK team. Like, I don't think they were better than KT. KT obviously flopped. I don't think they were better than Hanwha Life. Hanwha Life crumbled. But I don't think 3 weeks before like they qualified, they were a better team. And I don't think they improved on the aspects that would get them to be a better team. I think they have flaws that are exploitable. Whereas normally when great LCK teams go to Worlds, they have flaws and they're able to cover up the flaws. And like our Western teams are not capable of exploiting those flaws. I think T1, out of all the teams that have shown up, like from the 2 Korean and Chinese teams, have the flaws that can be exploited because they didn't fix their problems. They just got better at playing around mid and jungle, like jungle support just became so good. But at the end of the day, Doron is still the 3rd best top laner in Korea. He's still not. Yes, he had an amazing series against Zeus. Yes, he shows up every now and then, but he's not consistent in what he does. I think Faker is not having, like last spring when he came into MSI, Faker was looking like the 2nd best mid laner in the world. He doesn't look like that right now, right? And I think that those are all avenues. Like the reason G2 almost like lost 3-2 in that upper bracket finals to T1, and not the upper, but the upper bracket against T1 at MSI last year was because if you remember Faker on the Ahri getting the flash charm, get the jinx, get, alt out, like it was Faker that held them into those games to the fact that they were able to win 3-2, right? If you look at the second series, it was the Faker on his Azir that like completely shut down and was able to get the back door game 1 against G2. Like it was, Faker was playing much better. And, oh snap. Faker was playing better. And I don't think they have those strengths. I think they're missing key, like, yeah, I think they're missing cohesion as a team. And I don't think all their members are firing on all cylinders. I think their bot lane's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad players, but when you're talking about like where us as the West can find exploitable, can find places to exploit is what I'm trying to say. Like flaws to exploit. I think T1 have the biggest target on their back, if that makes sense. That's why I'm predicting FlyQuest to beat T1. And that's why I'm thinking BLG is going to beat T1 too. There is going to be such a cool match. Like the revenge grudge match. Oh, it's going to be so spicy. I can't wait. FlyQuest versus Gen G. Yeah, I think Gen G is just the team. Like it's just a better FlyQuest. Like I think it's going to be closer than a 3-0. Like I think maybe probably 3-2. But I think Gen G just have the not the dependence. What is the word? They have the presence of mind to realize what's happening around the map and answer correctly. And I think they're the best team in the world at doing that, which is why most people have them. Like I have them beating AL in the rematch. I think they'll have played enough series and developed enough that they might not necessarily like they will see how BLG beats AL and they'll identify those and they'll take the game against AL and they'll lose to BLG. Because Knight and Bin will not be stopped. It's the Knight and Bin revenge show. They're going to beat T1, get their revenge. They're going to beat what's it called? They're going to beat AL, get revenge for finals. They're going to beat Gen G, get revenge for MSI, and they're going to win. I don't know. Whenever I watch BLG, like when I watch BLG team fight the past few weeks, it looks so nice. Gen G are just so hard to beat. They are. Their macro is insane. Their macro's insane, and their players play at such a high mechanical level that it's like, what do you do? Like the casters were talking about the game. I think it was game 2 or something. Was it game 2? Or was it game 3? I think it was game 3 where it was like, oh, we said. Maybe it was, yeah, it was game 3. You're like, oh, we said it was going to, like, Gen G play a boring style, but, like, they're just torturing G2. They're just, like, putting them in very, very uncomfortable positions. And, oh, snap, my phone was completely deserved. poignancy. Wow, that's cool. I did not expect that to happen. That's awesome. Yeah, they really are the best at squeezing water from stone, which is something that like we don't have. I think I was talking to Inspired at last year's MSI. You reminded me. Thank you. Yo, oi, yeah, yeah. I'm very happy, as you can tell. I wasn't expecting that, so it was really cool to hear that. Uh, but yeah, have you gotten any interviews? I don't know if you actually I read a bunch of your interviews. I think you had one interview. I was reading the MyC Sports interview. I think you had a written article. I don't know if I saw a video from you though. But yeah, Inspired last year at MSI, he said like one of the things that the Eastern teams really abuse is support. Like the support in NA like makes so many mistakes that when you go internationally, you just get absolutely punished every single time because you're not moving, you're not around like moving around the map the way that you should be. And it was like a huge like he identified the support as like the biggest gap between the East and the West. And like Carria's playing really, really good. So my only worry is recently FlyQuest occasionally make bad calls or group plays. They need to hold back the int. I think this boot camp has done them well. Like, I think they'll be able to do it. I think there was an issue of like, yes, it took them a while to I think even Masu said it in his interview with NA Min. It's like, yes, we are not playing to the level that we can be. We're not at our ceiling. We're at 80% of our ceiling. And if we can play to our ceiling, we can actually beat the Eastern teams. I'm not doing a lot of interviews right now. I'm on a co-stream of MyC Sports. Yo, you have a co-stream? That's so cool. Wait, oh, you mean like the MyC Esports themselves has a co-stream? Serio? I thought only maybe like Baiano or those people, esports, would have like a co-stream, but Furia? Ah, for the Brazilian games. I see, I see.
mais tempo
Yeah, this was so sad.
buscando
E termina
Oh wait, I don't think this is a
na mesma
co-stream.
página. Esse é
Isso,
um
Sei
fator.
lá.
Eu vejo muito T1 ou Bilibili fazendo
Oh,
isso.
eliminada.
Chegando
Ok,
na
ok.
final.
Porém... Esse aqui? Acho que não.
Aí teu jungle já não tem info da própria jungle.
No,
Aí
this
você
is
já
just a
fala,
review.
guys,
Okay. Yeah, it's GigaJed, but not MyC Sport. Eric Cat, our owner. Oh, okay. Eric Cat. Eric Cat. Ah, okay, I see. Uzi? Aqui. Is it this one?
Eu tô com uma conta zerada aqui.
5 hours ago?
Fúria e Gun. Dá pra ganhar de qualquer um com
Gen
isso.
G, G2, yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I'm really happy for you. That's really cool doing co-streams. But yeah, Genji are very difficult. I think BLG, like the ones that they can outhands them, they actually play the map really well. They play it differently than Genji, and I think they have like all the tools that you need. You have Knight, you have Bin, you have Elk, you have like On with his snap engages is extremely powerful. I think this is the only team that I can see beating Genji. And if in the finals, I think AL, like I said, my reasoning. Let's go fight tomorrow. Yeah, I hope they can do it. I hope they can do it. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be watching. And yeah, we'll see what ends up inspiring. But anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks everyone for watching. And I'll see if I can get an interview up for tomorrow morning. All right, peace guys.